Yo, 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 what up? This is Skoozi, and I'm back from Skoozi's Christmas Island. Yes, it's true. And last episode, we came down here and built a little manger scene for all the people who live in the village to come and check out. They can walk by it on an evening stroll leading up to Christmas and be reminded of all the warm and fuzzy feelings that accompany the holiday, or something. Um, And I still don't know how anyone feels about little baby Jesus here, but I certainly don't mean this in an offensive way. He is just the closest thing I could find to a little infant baby that I could use for the scene. So that's why we did that. So from back here, he definitely looks like a little wee villager. But anyways, enough of that. In between episodes, I came over here and I connected our roadway down, and this looks weird with snow on it. So I'm gonna put ish here. I think that should have been there anyways. And then maybe like that. Yeah, that's better. Anyway, so we continue the road down here so that people can make it from the village down to the skating rink and hockey rink. So yeah, I did that. And then on today's episode, what I thought we would do is come over here down this street and do a little build in the end here in this nice like empty lot that I've left specifically for something cool. And I think what we're gonna do is I'll try to build like a bit of a gingerbread house. Don't ask me why this village would have a house made out of gingerbread, but for the sake of Christmas Island, we will. We're gonna put a gingerbread house in right here. So, I actually was sort of inspired to build a gingerbread house after watching a little tutorial video done by a guy named Buildmonger. And I'll put a link to that video down in the description of this one, and you should go check it out. But he was building his in like a 1.13 snapshot where there are multiple trapdoor types and whatnot for all the different variants of wood. And the dark oak one, the trapdoor does look an awful lot like a nice, like gingerbread kind of cookie pattern if you tile it in a large enough space. So unfortunately, my gingerbread house isn't going to look nearly as cool as his. But if you want to see that and the effect that it can produce, you should go over and check out his video. But anyways, I'm going to hop into a time lapse now. And when that's over, we'll come back and we'll check it out together. All right, here we are. The gingerbread house is all complete. Now you may notice that it's a little bit off-centered, and that's sort of mostly because the plot that I was going to build it on, I didn't want to add too much here and just kind of have it drop off as like a cliff into the water. So I'm okay with it being off-centered. Normally I am uh, kind of a servant to symmetry, and I cannot not make things symmetrical. So this is just like a step forward in the right direction for me to have this door off-centered. So hopefully it's not triggering your OCD like it is mine. But the house itself is symmetrical. That makes you feel any better. Anyways, so I got the emerald blocks and the redstone blocks in here as kind of like jubes or colored candies that you would stick onto the outside of your gingerbread house. We got the dark oak, of course, as the gingerbread itself. And like I said in Buildmonger's video, he uses the new dark oak trapdoors, and they look even better. They have like a nice, almost like chocolate bar texture with like four squares combined. And that would definitely make this look even cooler, but I don't have access to those blocks because I'm doing this in the same version that's available for you to play, 1.12.2. So yeah, this is what we have to work with. And then we have the quartz pillar blocks here as kind of like piped icing. Like if you pipe it out of a piping bag, you'll get those like ridges in it from the tip on the bag. So we got those there in the corners, and that is, if you've ever built a gingerbread house, this is the kind of the glue. This is what holds the pieces of gingerbread together. So it's almost as if the bottom four walls are all separate, then this piece is separate, and then the house pieces are separate, and everything is kind of connected on with icing, which is kind of cool. And it also gives it a little bit of a look like there's snow on it, which is very appropriate for the season that this build is supposed to take place in. I also went through and added some carpet, and maybe I'll just finish off this top layer here, just to kind of give the impression that there is icing on the ground that we're using to represent snow, even though there is snow already there. This kind of gives the illusion that this plot is somebody's like cake board that they've built their gingerbread house on top of, and then just kind of left it here in the town. We got the nice chimney in there with some smoke coming out. The trees are all nice and fake on this plot because obviously you wouldn't put real trees in your gingerbread house, would you now? And I like the white stained glass panes. They kind of look like they're made out of some sort of icing sugar or whatever. And in the back here we have a nice big window that you can use to look out over the ocean. Ah, lovely, lovely, lovely. And like I said, in Skoozi's Christmas Island, we are not concerned with the interiors of buildings at all. This is, well, I shouldn't say at all because I did go ahead and put the floor in. It was all snow, and then I was like, nah, you know what, I should put a floor in. But other than that, furnishings and whatnot, we don't care about because this is more about what it looks like from shots like this, like the postcard shot, right? The one that's way up and above on like a 3/4 angle. And I think so far right now, we got a pretty nice looking Christmas village. We got a lot of stuff packed in here, which is great. It's a little open there, and then we can continue on building over in this whole direction here. There is tons of room left over here, so we're not in any danger of being out of space yet. So I think that's going to do it for today's episode, and if you enjoyed it, I wish you would go down and thumb wrestle that like button to show your support. It means a lot to me personally because it gives me motivation to continue on with projects like this, knowing that people are enjoying it. And if you wanted to see how the rest of Skoozi's Christmas Island turns out, because I think this is episode, episode 9, I believe, of 24. So we still have like 15 more episodes or 2 weeks of content. So hit that subscribe button so you can come back and check it all out as it's uploaded. And I'll help you count down the days till Christmas. And until next time, this is Skoozi, and I'm saying, peace!